Hey guys, what is up? It is Austin here bringing you guys another video, and today we are talking about Mr. Beast. Now, I thought it was only fair that I critiqued Mr. Beast because I've made a couple videos about Dr. Disrespect, and people, have this weird sense of, I don't know, self-righteousness that they just think they're better than everyone else because they called out Mr. Beast on Twitter. And I had a couple people say that I was this big Mr. Beast fanboy and that I defended everything that Mr. Beast and Chris Ava Tyson do. I don't know where the fuck this got lost in translation, because all I've ever said about Mr. Beast on my channel is that it's pretty cool when he does these things that give, third world countries power, and he gives homeless people money, but he's under some heavy fire and he's honestly starting to piss me off. So let's just talk about why. So Mr. Beast, has had this perfect image for years on the internet. There have been people who have questioned him and said, why do you have to have the camera on to do good stuff? And I always thought that was a stupid argument, because where do you think the money comes from to do the big events? He's got to earn money to give it away. But he's had a lot of allegations that have come out recently, and a lot of it has been with solid evidence and some proof to some of them. And I kind of want to go through a couple of the allegations and just kind of give my opinions on them, because some of them are pretty bad and a lot of them are still coming out now. And I want to start by talking off the most recent one, which is apparently he's being sued for his Amazon show for poor working conditions. And apparently some of the women that have worked on the show have said that the men kind of just get to do whatever they want, which this has also been alleged about how Mr. Beast runs his channel, that the guys kind of just do whatever they want to do and women just kind of get treated as second nature. All allegations, there's no absolute proof of this, but it's not, if it's not a little weird that multiple allegations of the same thing have been coming out and multiple people on the show have filed lawsuits, I think it's worth bringing up. It's not just someone who's not involved with Mr. Beast at all and knows nothing about him and just started randomly suing him. These are people that have actually worked with his company and worked on their show. So I think their claims have some validity to them, and I'm really curious to see where this goes, because that's a pretty serious allegation that you mistreat women based on their sex in the workspace. I mean, that's pretty awful. So we're going to see what becomes of that. But this is by far, in my opinion, one of the biggest ones. It probably is the biggest one. This is the one that really got me questioning things. And this news came out a couple weeks ago, maybe actually a month ago at this point. But I've been patiently waiting for Mr. Beast to do a response to it. And for some reason, he just hasn't yet. I don't know why, He's responded to all the other controversies lightning quick, but this one he just hasn't said anything about. And this one, just so you all know, this deals with child predators, so viewer discretion is advised. But he was alleged that he doesn't do any background checks by a former employee on one of his videos. And he proved this by exposing the fact, or alleging the fact, that there was a child predator, a known sex offender, and someone who's been imprisoned for it, that worked in the past on Mr. Beast videos. And he wore a mask, and the joke was always that he couldn't go back to, I believe it was Massachusetts, and that was always a running joke in the videos, right? Well, here's the thing. So this wasn't just an allegation. Jake the Viking actually came out on Twitter and confirmed that that is his cousin. And yes, he was a child predator, and he's been to prison for it. Now, on a side note, Jake the Viking totally exposed himself, because his whole deal was, how is Jimmy not saying anything about Ava Chris Tyson? Jimmy definitely knew there was a child predator working amongst children. And then he exposes weeks later that he worked with his cousin at Mr. Beast, and he never exposed the fact that his cousin was actually arrested for, I believe it was sexual battery or something along those lines. I apologize if I got that wrong, but I believe that's what the charge was. And it's not even like an allegation, he actually got convicted and served time. Now, he's trying to get it scrubbed from his record, but that doesn't mean he's innocent. I think Jake the Viking has been, lying about that on Twitter. He's been saying that he's been innocent and that it's going to go from his record. Just because something gets scrubbed from your record doesn't mean that it never happened. But usually when you're a minor in those kind of cases, which I believe his cousin was 17 at the time, he sexually abused an 11-year-old child, which is fucked up regardless. So the whole argument that he's a minor, so it's okay, is just totally ridiculous. But since he was a minor at the time, after 10 years, I believe he can get it scrubbed from his record. So Jake the Viking not only exposed Mr. Beast, but also exposed himself in that regard. So it is proven fact that there was a child predator working for Mr. Beast during some of his videos, which is kind of terrifying, because Mr. Beast makes content that's specifically tailored towards children, especially nowadays. And it's pretty disturbing, And along those lines, we have everything that went down with Ava Chris Tyson, where Ava decided to talked with a bunch of minors years ago, back when they still went by Chris. I'll still refer to them as Ava, you know. I don't want to add another controversy in this video. But Ava decided to make a bunch of inappropriate sex jokes with minors and send them CP, and also purchase CP and talk about it with minors in his Discord. Now, everyone has made the excuse that, oh, they're just quote-unquote edgy jokes, which is the same excuse that Dr. Disrespect, which is funny because all the Dr. Disrespect fanboys think that all the Mr. Beast fanboys don't want to hold Ava to the same standard, and they think that edgy jokes is enough to crucify someone, which, in my opinion, it is, making edgy jokes with minors, because I think that's just an excuse. But Dr. Disrespect did the exact same thing self-admittedly, so I don't know why they're hypocrites on that point, but, you know, Dr. Disrespect fans are fucking morons, so regardless. Moving on to another claim, again, they just keep coming. This is that his games are rigged, and there's actually been some proof shown to this as well, and that's one of the people who was involved in multiple Mr. Beast games. I can't remember their name. They were given a challenge that they had to beat a challenge in 4 videos, right, for this ultimate prize. Well, it turns out this was a paid actor that had been in multiple Mr. Beast videos before, and the storyline that they were creating just wasn't genuine. Mr. Beast lied about it. And by the way, before I forget, another thing I want to talk about with the CP point that I made earlier that I also think needs to be brought up. So there was an artist named Shadman who drew underage CP, obviously. And Chris had purchased CP from them in the past. I'm sorry, Ava had purchased CP from them in the past. But Mr. Beast also had commented on Shadman's post online. And on top of that, the image in question was actually seen in a previous Mr. Beast video in the background. However, the video has been edited, so it's out. So Jimmy definitely knew there was CP in his video, which is just absolutely disgusting. And, you know, there's the family that he's had in videos when he's been faking certain contestants and lying and saying that all these contestants are random people. Some of them have been his family members, and they've appeared in multiple videos. So he's just creating this fake illusion that it's a bunch of random people competing for a goal, and he's obviously lying. He has his family involved in it and other people that have been in multiple videos that are paid actors that have been involved in multiple of them. One of them was literally a guy who claimed to be homeless, or not homeless, but he was broke and he was really rough. And in reality, he was already making a bunch of money because he worked for Jimmy and he had a huge house. So it's absolutely just terrible, in my opinion, that he's also creating this false illusion that he's taking these people who are in really shitty situations and are competing and, you know, winning this life-changing money. So obviously, I know he's done the things like restoring power to islands and stuff like that, and obviously I think that is simply amazing. However, because of the other things being faked, I'm starting to question the validity of some of his other charity videos, you know, like maybe not the restore power to an entire island thing, but what about those videos where, you know, he's like, oh, we're gonna just take a bunch of random people and have them sit in this circle and the winner wins $20,000. It's like, are these not predetermined outcomes now? Like, now I have to know because you've been caught faking a couple of your videos. So now I'm just wondering which ones are fake. It just puts this shroud of doubt on every video he's ever released, which sucks because, you know, I used to like a lot of the old Mr. Beast content. I defended Mr. Beast on the channel, but I don't think, sorry about that, by the way, a fucking bus decided to just pass by. But I don't think that, you know, you could just get away with shit like this and not be criticized for it. You know, if I'm going to make videos calling out Dr. Disrespect for being weird towards minors, I think it's only fair that I do the same thing about Mr. Beast, you know. But the last point I want to talk about is Lunchly. So this is hilarious to me because in the midst of all these allegations towards Mr. Beast, he has launched Lunchly with KSI and Logan Paul, which is just this competitor to Lunchables. I think you get like a Prime bottle and Mr. Beast chocolate bar, and then I think some like ham and turkey in it, right? It's pretty much just a Lunchable. But they've been under fire because it's actually a lot unhealthier for a lot of the kids. Now, Mr. Beast has come out on Twitter and said, you know, it has 60% less sugar, blah, blah, but he doesn't post the, you know, the nutritional facts. I don't think the nutritional facts of Lunchlys are out there. And plenty of people have, you know, called out the fact that they're pretty unhealthy. And KSI, Logan Paul, and Mr. Beast all had responses to this. But we're just going to focus on Mr. Beast, which I don't even really care about his response, you know, in total. Because, you know, whatever, I really don't care about what you say the numbers are until you actually show me the numbers, you know. But my biggest issue is he responded to this Lunchly controversy instantly. You know, he had a tweet put out, a big tweet. I'm not even sure. He might have actually responded to a comment or two, but he had no issue putting this tweet out instantly. But amongst the CP allegations and having predators around children because his company doesn't do any background checks and they are rude to women in the workforce and they have predetermined game outcomes, he doesn't respond to any of that shit. The closest thing he did was say he hired a private investigator to look into the Ava Tyson situation. However, honestly, I don't really care about that because I don't even think he's actually doing that. If you want my theory, this is all purely speculation. You know, I'm not saying this 100% fact. My theory is, no, he didn't. I don't think there actually is a private investigator working on it. And I do think Jimmy knew the whole time about the stuff that Ava did back when Ava went by Chris. And I think Jimmy knew about it because a lot of people have made the point that, you know, people can hide a lot of shit from you, right? But the smoking gun, right, for me, is the fact that there was the CP drawing in the background of a Mr. Beast video. And he had commented on one of Shadman's posts previously, making a joke about CP. So, obviously, look, if you make dark humor and that's your thing, I get it. But when you actually purchase the content and you have it up in your fucking video on your channel that is tailored towards children, that's a problem, you know? And I definitely think he knew about it. So, I'm curious what all you guys think about Mr. Beast. But all in all, I think Mr. Beast might be a total fucking liar. He has lied about a lot, obviously. I hope he's not lying about, you know, his philanthropy and the kind of stuff he's done around the world, like, you know, curing the blind and stuff like that. I hope to God that's true because it's a beautiful thing. But you can praise someone for the good they do while also acknowledging all the wrong that they've done, right? And I think some of this stuff is super serious, especially, you know, obviously having the child predator work around children. I cannot believe that that was actually allowed to happen and they thought that was a good idea. But the fact that that happened, fake games, you're getting sued at Amazon by, you know, people that wanted to be part of the show. They probably thought the show was going to be great. Like, oh, I want to be on a Mr. Beast show. This is going to be amazing. You know, Mr. Beast is this nice guy. And they're treated like shit, you know? Like, and this isn't the first time that he's been accused of this. Previous contestants on previous videos have said that they've been treated like shit. So I think it's all interesting, and I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm only on the road to 1,550 subscribers. Let me know what you think about the Mr. Beast controversies down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on them? Just which one jumps out to you that you're just like, oh my God, like which one immediately jumps out to you and just shocks you with just how terrible it is? Because for me, it's the Predator allegations. Well, they're not even allegations. I mean, it's true. So who knows how many other Predators he's hired there. But like I said, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments section below. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. And have a good weekend. I'm going to try to have this posted on Friday. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you in the next video /live stream. Peace out, guys.